Code Vein is another fucking Dark Souls ripoff, except this one isn't shy about making that fact blatantly obvious through its gameplay and design in general. You are a revenant, a post-human creature that has an unending lust for human blood. The game takes place in a post-apocalyptic world, and the narrative generally focuses on the struggle of revenants and humans trying to make do. The game features a robust character creator, and the sheer amount of options at your disposal is actually pretty impressive, although the way they handle the silent protagonist in this case is questionable at best. You choose a voice for your character, and you have the ability to bind a number of different voice lines to hotkeys. This is obviously for the purpose of cooperative play, and I can see how it would be very useful. But it clashes heavily with the fact that you're essentially playing the classic JRPG silent protagonist. Even when you're given different dialogue options, you don't hear your character speak. I understand that this is a very personal and perhaps even pedantic gripe with the game, but little things like this being handled poorly can often be a good indicator of the quality of the rest of the game, and I believe this is a good example of this. The game isn't an exact Souls clone, but it control-C's the series in all the areas that count. The level design is somewhere between Demon Souls and Dark Souls, except not good. The healing item recharges at the renamed bonfires, and EXP from killing enemies is the main currency and is dropped upon death. It should be noted that this game was announced in 2017 and delayed multiple times. The final result ends up looking pretty similar to the initial trailers, and while it's not a bad looking game, nor does it control too bad, I honestly expected more of a game that had more than one beta period, and obviously knew exactly what it wanted to be from the outset. The saving grace, I suppose, is the narrative and characters. I won't pretend this game has an amazing story, but it definitely makes an effort to put together well-developed, relatable characters. There are memory sequences that have you literally walking through characters' memories, and an item trading system that asks you to consider their individual interests and backgrounds. I'm surprised it took me this long to mention this, but you actually travel the world with a co-op partner, and meeting new characters also means gaining new partners. Each of them wield different weapons and are good in different situations. In hindsight, it's pretty disappointing that there was no way to upgrade your partners. You can't equip them with better weapons or armor, and they just sink to your level. Honestly, I feel like I would have had a better time playing through this game with a friend, and that's not really a good thing considering how much the game tries to make you like and identify with all the NPC companions. At the end of the day, Code Vein is an unapologetic Souls clone with decent characters and an interesting premise, but drops the ball in key areas such as combat, bosses, and progression. They clearly tried, but perhaps they shouldn't have gone the route of copying the gameplay of the Souls series, and instead actually put some thought into making their own original gameplay. Using what is essentially a complete gameplay system as the base of your video game doesn't sit right with me, nor does it seem particularly fair. Video games are an art form, and in the world of art, imitation is the highest form of flattery. But imitation in this case was simply used as bait to lure in a certain audience, and that's not the way it should be.